It's a beautiful warm springtime and it's so beautiful. Honestly, I've seen some materials which talks about spring actually being the original start of the year, and it actually makes sense to have spring be the original start of the year because that is when flowers are usually blooming. It's like the start of new life, and around that time you see more color gradually coming into the system, and it actually makes a lot of sense for the year to begin around spring. But then it also brings things into perspective about how about countries which also do not have spring. What are you going to say about those countries? Because I come from Ghana, we don't know what spring is. Of course, we have the rainy season, which is when it's raining, and then seeds start to sprout. So actually in my culture, we do have a festival called Homowo, which is celebrated around August. So that's actually the start of the new year for my tribe back in Ghana. It's around the month of August. But in May and even prior to May, preparations begin for this festival. Usually around the beginning of May, end of April. It goes with the traditional calendar of its sort. So the festival is set around maize, corn, and basically hunger. So around May, when crops are planted, the maize plant is the maize seed. It's not a seed at this point anyway, but it's a seed because it has to germinate. So it's planted, and there's so many rituals and traditions around it. For example, when it's planted, there's something called aduma, which means that it has been planted. So there's not going to be any noise. Yeah, there's a ban on singing, dancing, loud music, festivals. I mean, any kind of celebration which is loud, because the maize plant needs quiet to grow. So it just puts a lot of things in perspective for me, because sometimes we need peace. It may sound cliche, but imagine having so much chaos around you and then trying to make sense of it. Imagine having been in a season of change, a season of preparation, like preparing you for what is to come, and then there's so much chaos and noise around. It can even prevent you from hearing and noting down the actual plans you should make because there's so much chaos. So as I'm even speaking, I'm just having some deep revelations about this whole thing. Granted, it's a traditional festival and most Christians shy away from it because it entails some traditional practices and etc, which is just an interesting perspective how when the crop is the seeds are planted, there's a ban on singing, dancing, noise making until after some time, and then that ban is lifted just to enable the foods grow, the plants grow, the maize plant grow. And also the maize plant is a staple plant back home. It's used for so many things. We get corn dough out of maize, and through that we're able to make delicacies like banku, cocoa. We're able to even just buy the corn by the roadside, chew it with some coconut, and so many other things come from just that one seed that was planted. So what are you? Are you a seed? Or what are you? Are you a viable seed, or are you a dead seed? See, so many things come from the existence of a seed. Something so tiny can germinate into big things. Something so tiny can germinate into a tree, can germinate into a crop. Even see the example of a palm tree. It says that the righteous flourish like a palm tree. And one day I sat down and I started to write all the benefits that come from a palm tree, and it was amazing. When I started to write, I could not stop writing. For example, look at the palm tree. It has roots, it has a stem, and it has the leaves. It has leaves. Let's just start from the leaves. What can you make from the leaves of a palm tree? Number one, it gives shade. So you can make something shady from the palm tree. You can even weave it and it gives shade. Palm tree can also be decorated and used to make some fans and some Easter Palm Sunday decorations. That aside, back home, we also can use the palm tree to make brooms. Like of the leafy part, and then the middle stem in between can be joined together to make an African kind of broom, which is held this way, and then you bend to use when you're sweeping. Also, the palm tree is used to make some African products like the African soap, alata samina, as it's popularly called. It's made from a palm tree. Can make soup from the palm tree, palm nut soup, palm nut oil, palm kernel oil. Let's talk about the roots. etc. You can weave baskets from it. You can get some fruits from it, and it's just very, very beautiful.